All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the NFL Alumni's continuing coverage of Super Bowl 59. I'm Bram Weinstein. We're presented by Pacera. Better is possible with Andrew Adams, former safety, played for 6 different teams in the NFL. You got a big fat Super Bowl ring on your right hand.
Yeah,
Look at that thing.
Yeah,
they don't mess around in Tampa Bay. Look at that thing.
They didn't. They did it right. They did it right. Yeah.
This is Super Bowl week. You had the weirdest Super Bowl week of all time.
It was.
It's the COVID year when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won, so it wasn't like this. But when you think back to your Super Bowl experience, it's unique. Hopefully it'll never happen again like that.
Right.
What do you remember?
I remember, I definitely remember it was unique. But the fact, the week of the game, one, we were at home. So it wasn't, at a destination city, like New Orleans, et cetera. So practice felt familiar. We were in our own facility, in our own locker rooms, going back to our houses after work, not going to a hotel. So it felt like some normalcy, from that standpoint. But like we were picking up trackers, to track who might have COVID, et cetera, coming into the building. But there was still build up, in the media. There was a little bit of media. It wasn't media, Radio Row, but there was still media day, and there was
Zoom Row.
Yeah. There was some buzz behind the game, but it was a blessing, even though it was COVID time. It was still a blessing.
Yeah, I was, I call the Commanders games, and you guys were there for your first playoff game, and there was nobody there. It was a playoff game.
Yeah,
it was really one of the strangest experiences. I mean, the whole year was kind of like this, but to have a playoff game where you know what the sound in the building would be when a big play happens, to have it not exist, so strange.
It's so awkward, especially like after, like you say, a touchdown or interception. It's almost like, did that just happen? Because I don't hear anything, right?
Yeah.
So,
it's a little weird. You can actually hear the sideline.
Right. Yeah. So, but yeah, it was weird. And then I think for Super Bowl, they opened it, to about 60-70% capacity, which was good. So we had fans there, and our families were able to come.
So 6 teams in and around the league. You just got out about a year ago. What's the transition like for you to life after your playing career?
The transition's been fun. I harp on, time, right? When you're playing, you have a schedule from, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., right? And when you're done, that schedule disappears. So what are you going to do all day with your time? You're either going to go up or you're going to go down. You're not going to stay the same. You're not an athlete anymore. So for me, I took ownership of my dad's physical therapy company. So my dad's been a PT for 30 years, owned his own clinic, just took ownership. We've hired chiropractors, so now it's PT and chiro, and our mission is, professional athletes. I've had a lumbar fusion, back surgery, I've had AC joint surgery, patella knee surgery. Generally, professional athletes get the best treatment, see the best doctors, the best rehab. So I believe, the general public deserves the same level of treatment, that professional athletes get.
Yeah.
So we started Pro Level Recovery. We have 2 locations in Atlanta, so I'm enjoying that.
Is this something you had started thinking about towards the end of your playing days? Did you start that transition while you were still in the NFL?
While I was playing, I was investing in real estate, so I was, building a residential real estate portfolio. I was undrafted, so I never signed the 3-4 year multi-million-dollar contract, right? So, I made money. I played 8 years, but life-changing money. Maybe not that. I have. I'm solid, but I still have aspirations, and I'm a driven individual. So, that's kind of how I'm wired.
It's interesting you thought about that you weren't getting the huge signing bonus.
Exactly.
The life-changing check.
Exactly.
And you had to think about that.
You have to. You have to. Yeah. I mean, and kind of year after year, you have some stability because, I've had success in the league, but still, like, if you don't sign a 3-year contract, it's in free agency, it's what's going to happen next, right? And the next year is what's going to happen next, right? You like to think you're good because of your performance, but it's the NFL. Everybody's good, right? So,
Andrew, it's a pleasure meeting you here at Super Bowl week. Thank you so much for coming on.
No doubt. Thanks for having me.
You.
I appreciate it.